Hello and welcome back, friends. If you're new around here, I am Big Gator. If you came looking for the sharpest tennis bets, you're right where you belong, okay? Right now we're covering ATP Basel and Vienna, Switzerland and Austria, okay? The ATP 500's first round. So we're gearing up, getting closer to Paris, which is going to be the Masters. So get in the comments, let me see what you're playing for this first leg of the first round. And keep your eyes peeled for my pinned comment if you like to play along with what I will be playing as well. If you do like the breakdown of these matches, please give this video a like. It goes a long way. And if you'd like to get my picks from me as soon as I upload, you can subscribe. It's the fastest way to do so. You can turn notifications on, wait for the video to drop, go right to the pinned comment, play the pick, and leave if you like. But get yourself involved in the comments. If you'd like to get, some generous love out, there's a link in the pinned comment for donations, as well as a link to my free Discord. Now, with that being said, what are we looking like for today? All right. We had three finals: Casper Ruud, Medvedev, Felix Auger-Aliassime. Great stuff, right? So, Medvedev, I did say that he'd go over 12.5 games. I did say there'd be a tiebreak in the Felix and Lehechka final. And I did say that Casper Ruud would cover his spread by minus 1.5. It wasn't an official pick because I didn't have it in the pinned comment, but that's what I had for the people. If you guys played any of those, they all hit. So, hopefully I was of service to anybody. If I was, and if any service to you in the final, please put in the pinned comment. Please put in the pinned comment. I mean, not in the pinned comment, just in the regular comments. But we got just a few matches to get through for today, but I fear that there's going to be a bigger draw for tomorrow. So we'll get to that when we get to that, but that may be for tomorrow. Our first match we're going to touch into is going to be in Basel. It's going to be Jensen Brooksby going against Alexander Muller. And these two have played each other earlier this year in Cincinnati. Brooksby won in the first set tiebreak, lost the second set 5-7, but it ended up winning 6-1. Very close match, but Brooksby ended up winning. I like the same happening here. I do. If I can find... Alright. Now, it looks like Brooksby is a minus 300 favorite. It's a little bit too steep for me to touch that. I don't have many odds up for this match just yet. Looking around still, sorry. This shit should have been just up. Got him for minus 275. You can get him in straight sets for plus 100. I wouldn't touch it. The money line isn't really worth it. Minus 275, I guess, like parlay piece, but haven't seen him on the indoor hard court this season. Or if we have, we haven't seen him in some time. He is 0-2 so far this season, and he didn't play at all last season, so that puts him at an 0-2 over the past two seasons, but he has a 65% win rate with about 40 matches played, 26-14, Brooksby. And then we have an 0-1 season, 3-5 season from Muller for the last 2 years with a 49% win rate. So he's going 50-52, played a bit more, but has been losing. With that, I'll move on because I don't really see much value in that. But our next match is going to be Lorenzo Sonego going against Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. And man, oh man, these two have only played once 6 years ago in a clay challenger where it went to 3 sets. I think that as hard court goes nowadays, I know Foki isn't a hard court guy, but boy, is he good on pretty much every surface he plays on. So, Foki is the favorite here at minus 185. If you wanted to take him in this match, I think that this will be a sweaty one for you to take him in. Sonego is someone that can be beaten, but he can't be beaten easily. So, just looking at the head-to-head, Sonego did beat him in the past on some clay, but as we've been seeing Foki this season, he has gotten further on hard courts than Sonego. And, Sonego's 4-3 this season on the hard courts indoors. Foki's 2-2. He went 5-4 last season, which is better than Sonego, who went 4-5, so flip that. Yeah, I'd take Fokina. This is a good night to take DraftKings, so I'd be playing him on DraftKings for sure. And if Brooksby's got a decent price to him, maybe play him there as well. But we will move on. Our next match is going to be Mr. Remy Bertola going against Jaume Munar for an obvious first-time head-to-head. As we know, this is Basel, taking place in Switzerland, so we have a local player, ranked 259, 27 years old, Remy Bertola. He's at a career high of around 250, 260. So he's climbing, but he's been having a pretty good year. Most of it's been on the clay, but his indoor hard court record has been pretty noticeable. 11-6. He's got a 58% win rate. Munar has a 32% win rate, but we know that he's starting to turn his hard court play around. He's went 3-1 so far this season after going 1-4 last season. So definitely a turnaround. Definitely an improvement in his game. This is the first positive record he's had in a hard court season, Munar. Indoors. Won't be the first time for Bertola. So, Bertola to win a set is minus 150. Munar is a scrappy player. Super scrappy player. Let me get a quick idea. To load up. All right, so as we know, Munar is a super scrappy player, and the only thing I know about this Bertola guy is that he's got a one-handed backhand. So outside of that, that's all we got. I don't know if that's going to be enough to beat Mr. Munar, but he does have a really good hardcore record. So maybe get him for a spread. The spread line is at they don't have one up yet, but him for a set might not be too crazy. Munar should win though. He's minus 270. Same price as fucking Brooksby. So, something about that smells fishy to me. You see how these local guys do when they play in their tournaments. You saw Rafael Collion go crazy in Belgium. The Belgian dude went crazy in Belgium. So, don't be surprised if you see the guy from Switzerland going crazy in Switzerland. And our next match we're going to touch on too is going to be yet another Swiss player. We have Jakob Mensik going against Henry Bernet. And this is going to be their first head-to-head. Obviously, this one's even lower ranked at 479. 18 years old. Mensik is 23-12 on the outdoor courts, 2-2 so far this season. As we know, on the hard courts, he is a problem. He does have a Masters title this season from earlier this year. 35-22 this season across all surfaces, with a 55% win rate on the indoor courts. Then we have this young buck who is a clay player nonetheless. He's 22-7 this season. He went 6-0 on the hard courts. So maybe he's good on a few different surfaces. But he went 1-2 so far this season on the indoors. He went 15-5 on the clay. So maybe keep a lookout for this young Bernet kid. He's been playing at a very low level, but he is a wild card, I would assume, for this match. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, is there any? Let's see. Let's see. This is another Swiss player with a one-handed backhand. Apparently, he's got a nice looking game to him. So if you guys are watching him in qualies, you'll check it out. But from what I'm seeing here, one-handed backhands is in the draw, and they're Swiss. So Mensik wouldn't have much of a problem with this. I think he's going to be a dumb favorite. Minus 750. So yeah, you can get him straight sets, maybe 2-1, just because fuck it, it's first round. You never know. We haven't seen him on an indoor court since when? Laver Cup, I'm sorry. So outside of that, it's been months. This kid just came from playing in a challenger. Beat Misalic in 3 sets. So if he can beat Misalic in 3 sets, lose to Budkov Kier in 3, should be losing to Mensik in 2. But you never know. We see crazy things happen in the sport all the time. But that does wrap up everything that's going down in Basel. We can now start touching on to what's popping down in Austria and Vienna. And our first match is going to be Luciano Darderi going against Brandon Nakashima. Wow. And this is going to be their, second head-to-head? They played earlier this year in Hamburg on the clay. Darderi beat him. Very close match. 7-5, 6-7, 6-2. But like I said before, man, Nakashima, he's been in this weird rut, but this is a match he should be winning easily. I'm going to say that. This is a match he should be winning easily. You know, I like Darderi. Out of the 2 to pick, I like Nakashima less out of the 2. But he should be the one to win here. In straights. That's how it should go. I shouldn't really even have to go into the stats, but he's a hardcourt player. Darderi is not. Darderi is 1-5 over the past 2 years. I'm sorry, he's 1-6 career-wise on an indoor hardcourt. Nakashima is 66-29. Okay. Now, if he loses, I don't know what to tell y'all. All right, we're gonna move on because there's nothing more to really say about that match. It's pretty straightforward, right? The super good hardcourt player should beat the guy who's not that good on the indoor court. Next one is the only one I might be willing to actually touch. This one is going to be Alex versus Alejandro. All right? We got Alejandro Tabilo going against Alexander Bublik. Mr. Bagel himself. So this is going to be their first head-to-head, but we do know that Bublik plays well against lefties. So being as though we had Tabilo lose to Pablo Carreño Busta in 3 sets. Beating Daniil Glinka and Lorenzo Carboni in 3 sets as well. Those are names I don't know too well. And they're definitely not in the top 100. So challenger level hardcourt previous tournament. We see him kind of like drop in level because why are you losing sets to these people? And you were able to get a set off Pablo Carreño Busta, but you couldn't beat him. So then we have Bublik, who is on a 2-match losing streak. Vacherot was a surprise. He ended up winning the entire thing, which we should have seen coming. If he can beat Bublik, usually that person can win a title. So now that we are in the stretch of more competitive play, Bublik should be back to play for real. Taking him for sure on the DraftKings. Minus 250. Great parlay piece. As I said before, he did lose against Manarino, but he does play well against lefties. He did play in a final against one in a 250, right? Juan Manuel Cerundolo. Beat him in 3 sets. Maybe this happens the same way. Maybe we get a 3-setter from this guy, but indoors with his serve, I just don't see it happening. Excuse me. Tabilo played against 2 big servers recently. And that was Zizou Bergs and Felix Auger-Aliassime, in which he lost to both. He was able to beat Nakashima and Chengdu, but that was about it. Big servers are not someone he can usually get through. So, one of the biggest servers we know, one of the huger servers that we know, Bublik. Hopefully his service looking good. He should get the dub here. Should be an exciting match. The lefty angles in the Bublik mischief play. Excuse me. All right, our next match is going to be Alexander Kovacevic going against Matteo Arnaldi. This is going to be their third head-to-head, where Arnaldi has been just wiping the floor with him. Every hardcourt match they play, he wins. It's only been 2, but Kovacevic has only been able to get a set, which was earlier this year in Indian Wells. Should be so quite obvious to you, being as though Arnaldi is the minus 200 favorite. Crazy enough, they're only 6 ranks apart. Not even 5. And Arnaldi I just think he is like quite better than him. Kovacevic had to quali in, had a pretty close match with Mackenzie McDonald up until that third set, where it kind of just turned into mishmash for McDonald. But School Caden de Jong in qualies is quite impressive for Arnaldi. So I'm leaning more that way, to be honest with you. I'm liking what I'm seeing there. And the price on him is minus 200, as I said before. So looking at their records on the indoor hard courts, Kovacevic does play better. He's 15-4 this season, but Arnaldi is 4-2. The record screams Kovacevic should win. The guy did get to a final. Remember earlier this year in Montpellier against Felix Auger-Aliassime? Went to 2 tie breaks with Felix. So I worry that you dropped a set to Lucas Neumeier and Mackenzie McDonald. If you are in a form where you're dropping sets to those guys, I don't know if Arnaldi is going to be a walk in the park for you or even a success. So that's where I stand with that one. I don't have an official feeling about that one. I think Arnaldi maybe wins. And our second to last match we have is Alex de Minaur going against Rodionov. And this is their second head-to-head. They played in 2021 on the grass, where Rodionov actually won in a 3-setter in Stuttgart. So de Minaur indoor hard courts is going to be looking for some sweet revenge. He's 7-1 this season. Rodionov is 9-4. Crazy enough, this guy has a better indoor hardcourt record than de Minaur, but not at an ATP level, more than likely. Challenger level for sure, but he has gotten a lot of reps in. He has played more matches on the indoor hard courts than the Demon has, so to have that record is quite impressive. He hasn't had a negative season ever in his career. Like, his entire time playing on an indoor hard court, he's had a plus season. So de Minaur is a huge favorite, minus 2,500 to win. Something tells me something can go up in this match. We're in Austria. This kid's Austrian. I don't know, man. Something funky about this one. All they have is straight sets for de Minaur, which is minus 470. Him winning 2-1 is plus 425. This Rodionov guy getting the first set is plus 650. It's just ridiculous prices for this stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if something upsetting happens in this match. That's all I can say. I don't have an official pick for this one. He's beaten him before. It was 4 years ago, but he's beaten him before. And last but not least, we have Karen Khachanov going against Talon Griekspoor. And second head-to-head between them. They played 6 years ago on an indoor hard court in Rotterdam. And Griekspoor won. They're 17 ranks apart. Karen is 10 now. Griekspoor is 27. So I'm thinking with the 3-match, 4-match losing streak that Khachanov is on, losing to Struff, but Griekspoor losing to Firmly, like what the fuck was that? Makes me think that maybe his form was just in Shanghai, Griekspoor. I don't know. He beat Yannick Sinner technically, but he didn't, right? But Vacheron took a set off Vacheron. So took a set off the guy that won the whole thing. Djokovic couldn't even do that. And then Khachanov, who is losing to Struff, and Jerry Shang, and Alex Muller. I'd stay away from this match altogether. Both of these guys' forms right now are not in the most trustworthy places. 0-2 on the indoors for Karen, 3-3 for Griekspoor. Karen's a favorite at minus 215. I would take a set for Griekspoor just because he's been able to nab some sets here and there. Every match he's played in recently, he's been able to nab a set. So, I like him to get a set. Griekspoor against Khachanov. But that is all we have going on for tomorrow. And boy, oh boy, do we have some matches ahead of us. Thank you guys for tuning in with me. If you guys do want to know what I think about the matches, check the pinned comment. More than likely, because it's the first round, it is crazy. It's crazy. You never know what's going to happen. For real, for real. I like to watch and see how people play. So I might just chill and see how people play. Because getting upset in the first round is never the best feeling getting into the week of that tournament for me. So I might just see how I feel, you know, test the waters, watch some highlights, see where I'm getting at. Had a great final, had a great week in the indoor hard court, so I'm planning to keep this up. And with that being said, that's all we got for today, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by, tuning in. Try to keep it short for you guys. The next video is going to probably be super long, so I'll see you in the next one. As you know, be nice to each other, please. I love you all. Take care.